Alrighty team, welcome. Guys, ladies and gents, hope we're all doing well. Time to get this show on the road. So without further ado guys, as always, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening no matter where you are around the world. Welcome to another edition of London Session. It's not on yesterday. Obviously yesterday was a bank holiday in the UK, so it took us a chance to just take a bit of time off from the charts. Looking forward to seeing what we can come up with moving forward, however, here today. Not much seems to, well, actually, Asian session, sorry. At the open, there was a lot of movement. Otherwise, yesterday seemed to be a pretty quiet day. So, again, not a bad day to take it off. But, guys, without further ado, if you could, please make sure to YouTube, hit that like button for me. TikTok, smash that little screen for me. Guys, any charts, any questions, anything you'd like me to take a look at, please feel free to pop that into the chat. I will do so shortly once I've done the analysis. So let's get cracking, guys. Let's have a look at the news to begin. See what we have, if anything, in the way of any sort of news that might impact our session here today. By the looks of things, no pretty smooth sailing. There's no scheduled high impact news. Even into NY session, just some orange vol news. So nothing that should really shake the markets. Moving forward, we've got nothing again tomorrow. You got the CPI for the Aussie dollar, so that'll be interesting for me. Otherwise, more so Thursday, I think Friday, there's some high impact news as well. My memory serves me correctly. So Thursday and Friday seem to be the bigger days this week in regards to the news. Either way, we always need to keep our finger on the pulse just in case something does break. And yeah, that's it, guys. Let's have a look at the charts. And let's start with, as always, let's make sure I'm not on mute on any of the platforms, YouTube or TikTok. Looks like I'm all good. All right, so let's start with, as always, gold. I'll get to you guys in the chat shortly. All right, starting on the weekly time frame here and previous weekly. The back of that was a strong bullish candle closure off the back of really the last day of the week. Big move to the upside on the last day of the week off the back of some news. I'm pretty sure it was. What we do have is the current candle. We're still in some heavy consolidation here in the higher time frame picture. As I've mentioned previously in the past, that this consolidation is just liquidity being built up in the market. So often market will impulse consolidate. All these pockets of consolidation, just liquidity being built up in the market for it to eventually make its next impulse. Now, whether it be to the upside or downside remains to be seen. Seeing the structure is technically bullish, I'd be more in favor of the upside, but it would not personally surprise me if we actually make a deeper pullback, seeing we've been such a strong uptrend on gold for the past few years. But in regards to the weekly, I'm just focused more on the candle, the current and the previous. So off the back of that, we are strong bullish with the current candle already creating a high low, high high to the previous candle. Daily, the close back bearish on previous daily. What this resembles to me is maybe a bit of a pause, and my guys, look at that. Could not be more picture perfect. Absolutely spot on. Had bullish, well, support, pause, impulse, engulfing, pause. Price pulls back to tap into the high impact candle, and look at it again now, forming back bullish. So, my guys will know exactly why I highlighted that level. Some of you who watch regularly will know exactly why I highlighted that level. And that would have been a cracking entry. Not for me, I wasn't on the charts, didn't even notice until just before the stream that had happened. But daily, what we do have is, we don't really have any candle probabilities at the minute because the candle's got a higher low, lower low and higher high. It is forming bullish, pretty much engulfing at the minute. I'd be still more in favor of the upside though at the back of the daily as well. Now to the 4-hour time frame, this is when we begin to look at the structure itself. And what I can tell you on the 4-hour time frame is that we are technically bullish in structure as well. So far the bias is definitely going to be to the upside, irrespective of the 15-minute time frame. However, the 15 may suggest we have some opportunities to take a sell as well. I have to wait and see though shortly. But we are definitely bullish here on the 4-hour as far as structure. Just going to mark in some zones. To the upside, we'll wait until we go down to the M15. So at this point, I'm likely going to be looking for some pullback buys or potential continuation buys above the current 4 hour, which will be the 4 hour closure in the next 3 and a bit minutes, possibly above the high of that candle. Now onto the 15 minute, and we can see the high of that 4 hour candle actually lines up perfectly with the minor time frame resistance here. Above it, we do have clean candle up to the current daily candles high to potentially sweep the Asian session high. So just going to mark in buys above that resistance. If price was to begin to, seeing we have now been consolidating, we have retested, created a double top. Potentially, you could argue create a higher low just now. If we were to pop back above this resistance, I do feel there's a high probability at some point we will come back up to retest the current daily candles high and potentially sweep the Asian session highs. I'm just going to now adjust this zone. We do have some clean traffic. All right, further options. What I'm going to mark in is support just here. And the bias is extremely bullish on gold. 15-minute time frame is not going to flip until back below 33.51.40. So guys, to be honest, I reckon I'm just going to stick with the side of buys. So therefore, pull back buys towards 33.70 as well. Price was to form support. And also look for my potential options to take a buy from the pullback. Now, it may look very nice and clean below the support, and I can understand it, but how often does this happen when price will move against the structure into a clean area of traffic, what we call a low traffic area, LTA, only to pull back, retest, begin to pull away, and it's just a short-lived pullback, creates the high low and ends up flipping and pushing back to the upside. So I'm a little bit hesitant to take any sells below the support. I do understand it, and it does look very clean, but all too often I see that happen. So what I'll be waiting for is, if we do pop below it, again, look for some structure form and wait for price to pop back above. Or if it just melts, so be it. I can look for buys from lower down. Now, further buy options will be above the resistance, just below the current daily candles high. We do have some clean traffic to the left above that point as well. If we were to zoom out, you can see it's quite clean. Next line of resistance really is around this point here. So yeah, we clear off that level, I think, by looks of it as well. So yeah, I'd be happy to look for buys. Definitely be happy to look for buys above the current the resistance just below the current daily candles high. So that is the final option in my opinion. So I'm more focused on buy options here today, guys. Hopefully that makes sense. If it did, make sure, once again, YouTube, make sure to hit that like button, that's it. And TikTok, smash that screen for me. So it's the goal, guys. Now we will also take a look at GJ, and then I will download to the gallery. All right, starting with the weekly time frame here, GJ, and didn't end up rejecting, popping back below 200 flats, a psychological round number. Closing back relatively strong bearish in the previous candle weekly, but also expecting some resistance here to the left hand side. Current candle, inside bar candle, not a great deal we can make of that. Daily is just calling up here, a bit of consolidation. So once again, similar to what I mentioned on gold, this consolidation is likely liquidity being built up in the market in order for GJ to make another move, whether it be to the upside or downside. Obviously remains to be seen. What we do have is, though, the current daily is low, high, low, low. It's tapped into the support and flipping back bullish. GJ looks to be a ripe old mess by the looks of things on a high time frame picture. Again, the 4 hour technically still bearish the way I see it. Won't flip back bullish at this rate until we close above this swing point around that one, pretty much just below 200 flat again. Gonna mark in that as the most recent support. So we're currently in a 4 hour range. Looks like it's made a pretty clean move up prior to it, a nice clean move down. 30-minute structure is just flipped back bullish by what it looks of things. Let me just see if we create a lower low. It's the lowest point of the impulse to the downside. You could argue it has created a lower low, therefore the swing point is just here. Therefore it actually has flipped some structure to the upside now. Alright, so look, off the back of that, I just trade the 4 hour range for me on GJ. If I was to trade it, then I'd be waiting for it to pop up further towards 199, 10, that sort of region, and look for signs of rejection to take a potential sell. Just trading the 4 hour resistance. So that would be one potential option to the downside. Better options. What's it look like on 15 below here? Let's just check that out. Is it clean for potential sales below the support formed below the resistance? So I'd be marking that level in just now. And I would say if GJ begins to close below that point, let me just mark it in to know the exact number. 198.767 is the number to be exact. If prices begin to pop below the support form at that level, and I do believe there could be opportunities to take yourself back down, just be wary of the fact there isn't a great deal of margin to the next minor support, where in fact it is a lot cleaner below that M30 level. So I'd be looking for the sales below either of those two levels. Oops. So I'll be putting sales below. Now, seeing the 30-minute structure is technically flipped back bullish, and you've got the daily candle also forming bullish at the minute. What I'd be looking for is if price was to pull back and not get involved in the sell. Obviously, pull back to the current level is already tapped in, there is no margin. Maybe if it pulls back towards 198.60 flat, form of support, it could present some opportunities to take a buy as well. And also seeing the structure on the minor time frame is technically still bullish until back below this swing point. There'd be nothing wrong with looking to trade the buy range and looking to buy it from lower down as well. So that would be my plan moving forward on GJ. Personally, won't be touching it, or likely won't be touching it, because I do focus on the gold. But make of that what you will, guys. In the meantime, don't forget to hit the like button and TikTok, smash that little screen for me. And yeah, let's have a good one. Remember, wet, very wet and rainy, very rainy. It's not stopped raining for probably about 12 hours or so. Northeast Thailand. Some tropical low pressure system apparently over for the next 2-3 days, and apparently it's not going to stop raining. So that's great. So house doesn't fall apart like usual when it rains. Franco, good morning to you. Sebastian, hope all is well. Nev, g'day mate. Alex, good morning to you. Borna, hello to you. Carl, good morning. Bartman, appreciate it mate. To everyone on TikTok. Not that many on today, but welcome. Just one sec, guys. Work now. Work. Sorry, thing. Just sifting through the TikTok chat. The see her up, sell or buy. Been over gold. I'm looking for buys today. Thank you to the few new followers. Gold grinder. I'll go trading is the only way out. You reckon? I don't think so, mate. Not if you're disciplined and patient and actually execute upon a plan. You don't need to algo trade. Not saying there's like anything wrong with it. You know, I'd be keen on working on something. But I'd always like to manually trade as well. Alongside that would be even better. There's the good afternoon to you, mate. Hope all as well. Still Jan, what's your bias bullish on gold here today? GU and EU probably be the same. Both, I mean, is in maybe not the same as gold, but yeah, they do look very much the same. Looks like I would have actually 30-minute looks to be still bullish. Let me quickly look at GU. Weak bearish the previous candle, but not what that would normally suggest to me is that perhaps we'll grab liquidity from the downside, leaving such a long lower wick. The back of that if we were to begin to break the high of that candle, there'd be a high probability that we could push bullish, but we've we don't necessarily need to pull back that bone to that previous candle if we were to push bullish. And seeing we are doing so, then good chance we may actually fill the low of that candle, break the low of it. Daily, very strong closure in the previous daily candle. Current candle has appeared to approach the low, but not quite broken it. Let's just mark in the low of that previous daily. 4 hour, structurally, I'd have to argue it's still technically bearish. It's respected the last significant lower high at this point here. So I would argue it's technically still bearish. Just focus on the most recent levels. On sort of 30. Just that for the time being. So that is bullish. So that's where it gets a little bit tricky in regards to buys. So therefore, to be honest, I'm more bearish, but I do see opportunities also to buy on GU. Now, seeing prices at support, we are currently trying or attempting to form resistance at support. Once it's confirmed, it's not yet confirmed, but I mean on 15 it is. What you could be looking for is just a little bit of structure to form at these lows, and if prices begin to pop above this support, do have to bear in mind you do have some more levels here to the left hand side, but if whether or not you want to take it on an early entry, knowing that price is at a 4 hour support, that'd be up to you. But otherwise, I'd be waiting for the pullback to sell it personally. I'd be looking for pullbacks. The higher, the better. There's one potential entry point back towards 134.750, roughly up to 134.80. If price was to pull back only to reject those levels, I would also entertain my options. Take a sell. Further sells below the current daily candles low. That is support formed at that level. If price was to continue bullish, not necessarily much of a need to break the low if we do so. With the buys being bearish and clean traps to the left, I feel there's a good chance it could make pretty much retrace that move from last Friday. EU is going to be likely the same. So EU is already tapped into the support here, so a little bit different. EU structurally to me looks better. Without going into great detail across the board, I would be looking for buys above this swing point. You are forming some high lows, high highs. If we do form yet another high high, so begin to pop above the resistance here at 116.60, I'd be looking for a closure above and look for price to pull away. Still, bear in mind, it's still bullish in the M30 the way I see it. It has pulled back to support. It's since created a high, high, low, high, high. Essentially a high, low, high, high, that sort of scenario. Otherwise, I'd be looking for... That was going to be tricky unless it's on a pullback. The pullback, so I just patiently wait for it to pop back down lower for a potential buy from the support. It's a little bit of a different bias on GU and EU for me. Reason being is EU's already tapped into the support here. GU's got a little bit more room below the current daily candles low, and bias is technically bearish. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit. To my members, I'll send you guys a link. And how many minute time frame do you trade? M15 generally speaking. M15, I will look at the 5 as well, and the high time frame picture as well, just to see where we are. Think it's your new followers. How do you profit from calls on puts? How to profit from calls and puts? Well, I trade CFDs, so buy or sell, longs or shorts is what we call it. How to profit? You take profit by being on the right end of a trade. That's how you profit. There's many different ways you can go about it. I scalp, I trade price action. I have very strict rules, and that's how I go about it. Fab, good day to you. You're French. Welcome. I'm Aussie. But not in Oz. Not in it anyway. Dane Bill buys after London sweeping Asia low. That's a solid plan. What's that on though? Because gold's got a long way to go to do that. But otherwise, it is a very solid plan. But you might be thinking about another pair. I'm not too sure. For the gold, okay. Oh, sorry, that's Dane. That I think that too. Just buy or sell, or you gotta do calls and puts. Buy and sell, mate. We buy and sell. That's all I do. Open and close in position. Very simple. For the gold, it's a range. Wait, 16 September? Wait, 16 September. So you're saying not to trade until the 16th of September. You're telling a scalper not to look for a trade, not to execute upon a valid trade until the 16th of September. Fair speak. Yeah, couldn't care less, to be honest. I'm a scalping. I'm looking for small movements. Not worried about the long-term picture. Just know where we're at within a long-term picture. That's all I need to know. I have realistic targets. My target is, for instance, if I got to buy at this point, the logical target is the resistance. We'll leave a small runner in case it bursts through it. But that's how I go about. I'm not worried about, for instance, 34.50 or whatever. I know someone's going to ask about that shortly. Do you think gold will go to 34.20? Be honest, F did I know. No idea, not until it gets there. All I do is react to what I see on the charts. All I do. For little small movements. More? Am I bullish? I'm bullish on gold. Dane, I have no idea what a Judas swing entry is on EU. Fair enough. No idea what it is though. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. What type of trading do I do? Scalping. Trading spot gold. That's what we're trading. So hopefully, beginning with the new month will bring the noise back, because gold has just been, the London session has been absolutely rank. It's been non-eventful. Asian session, you get nice moves. Look at that today. Literally tapped into that candle. What a cracky entry that would have been. Big copyright emoji. And myself, the person I've come across, no even joke, mate. Appreciate it, to be honest. We gotta try. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know everything about trading, or some of the questions you guys ask me, I have no idea. But what I do know about, I'm more than happy to share. SLXX. Sorry, 5LXX. We have USD in the morning. USD news. Yeah, it's durable goods, isn't it? Yeah. See, I don't know if we'll have much of an impact. Dave, full of crocodile teeth. It is just. Wait, it's been all September, August, sorry. That's been a finance week priced in September. Obviously out of range. Oh, okay, in regards to maybe, possibly. Just maybe UK had a bank holiday yesterday. Hopefully they double up today. Almost fly. Yeah, we'll see. Well, Asian session made a nice move, so. There we go, okay. No worries. Cheese Mobile, I set a buy limit at 33.60, got stopped, then Asia just boomed up, missed it. Oh yeah, 33.60. set a buy limit and he got stopped? How'd he get stopped? Because then you set a buy limit maybe earlier? Yeah, I would have set a, personally would have set a buy limit. Not just saying it, but 100% I would have set a buy limit at this point here. My guys know exactly why. And look at that, no way I would have been stopped out had I set the limit. That's the little IC, what we call the IC candle, not ICT, nothing to do with ICT. Smack TV. I think you mean ICT. No, I'm not a fan at all. In fact, if you'd ask me about ICT, I have no idea. I have a vague idea, but I don't trade it. Not saying it's shit, but what I do is not broke, so why do I need to, you know, trade it? Anything, is that it? Bitcoin? It's not a, no, this is a gold coin. This is XAUUSD spot gold. It's not crypto. It's been built for going up. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I would have had mine set pretty much right in the low of the day. It would have been tagged into, it would have had probably about 15 pip drawn out or something. Look at it since. Dylan, diesel bad, caught the sell before market close, 33.75, closed 33.56. Work. Then caught the buy, 52 to 72. Yeah, 52 is nice entry. I'm just gonna call you null. Sell or buy for me, bro. I'm going to sell. I'm looking for buys from the pullback at this rate or above the resistance here. Cheers, my bar. It did us, but I did 33.78 to 69. Sell, make a prop, nice one. Sorry, YouTube, I neglected you guys. Displays key, you're looking for the crocodile and play on gold. Well, still representing again today. Sebastian, close to the end of the flag pattern will likely break out either down or. Yeah. And structurally, it still looks good to the upside. That doesn't mean it has to continue bullish. Well, remains to be seen. This was key, right? The flag might play out, break out. Bastion, but I don't know Trump's current position, so if he's short, it'll be probably an interesting post in the next few. Yeah, it's true. Trump being at it again. Didn't he fire a board member immediately? I thought that was the guy, or someone considering to be the next potential head of the Fed. I could be wrong. The name does ring a bell. Franco, heavy rejection on GU. Yeah, GU looking good for sells. Perhaps below support. Rastafari, master control emotions, being disciplined as you. Yeah, thank you, mate. Just is what it is. You trade your plan, you trade what you see, you execute accordingly. You're gonna lose some trades. You're gonna hopefully win a lot more than you lose. Last week was a shit week. Last week, possibly my worst week for the year, actually. Last week. Having said that, it was a 2% loss only. It's not a big loss at all. All because of good trade management. Still up for the month. Like, very quiet month though. Extremely quiet month. Also missed a fair few days in transit traveling, but yeah, it's still just up for the month. Yeah, been a solid year yet again. No losing months, just a couple losing weeks in between. How's the corner? Someone can explain the line. I am new to watching. The line, which one? About the blue boxes or the white horizontals? Horizontals are just like entry points where I want to get involved. The boxes are basically zones price often reacts to, or might bounce off, might reject the middle goal. I can drag that up, to be honest. But everyone goes about differently. Some don't even use these zones, some just use horizontals, different colored horizontals. Except by redstones. GU, bearish. Bearish on GU. Potential sells below the support. 4 hour, you were explaining stop loss on the 4 hour. I remember explaining stop loss on the 4 hour. Nah, I definitely didn't explain stop loss. I'm talking about, if you're talking about zones, I explain zones, but not zone I originally had there before I changed it to grey, just so I can distinguish between the major and the minor zones. DJ Nolo by now. Here's mobile. At work right now. Yeah. I understand, mate. That's an effort though. That's it, mate. Well done. High-vel double X. Yeah. Again, I don't feel it necessarily. It's essential to. I don't feel it is. Because everyone automatically thinks they always inversely correlate, but it's not true. I tell you what, it's not true. So yes, for the most part it will, but you'll often see sometimes the majors be pumping, gold pulling back, the majors are pumping, DXY is pulling back as well. And then what do you say about that? So yes, it's probably pumping at the minute because I can see GU, EU, AU, they're all going down. So I don't necessarily need to look at DXY. See, gold's going down a little bit with it at the moment. It's not always the case. So I just know DXY is likely dropping. Not saying it's a shit thing to do, and not saying don't do it, but for me, I don't feel a need. I don't see a need whatsoever to focus on watch the DXY while I'm trading gold. I know you hear everyone else and whoever follows you, whoever else you follow, or you know, TikTok, whatever it is, or YouTube shorts suggest such and such a video, and they say the trick is to track the DXY against gold. The cheat code. You'll see it. I know it. I've seen it before too. It's bullshit. Yes, yes, sometimes it's 100% true. But a lot of times not. So just focus on whatever chart you're trading. If you're trading gold, worry about gold. Don't worry about the DXY. If you've got a few pairs here like I do, I don't trade them, but I've got them here for the stream. On the, you guys on TikTok can't see it, but on the right hand side, you guys on YouTube can see it. I just know if GU, EU, AU is dropping, DXY must be going up, irrespective of whatever gold's doing. Doesn't take a genius to work it out. Back to Matrix, yeah. Yep, saw that. CK Jackson, no, I do not allow people on the call. Only my members, they're the only ones. Zimpel, why are you seeing these blue boxes, those wicks? Because often price will react within that box itself. Happened multiple times only to reject. So this is my experience, what works for me. That's why I do it, because to me it's a zone of liquidity where price often will pull back to, kind of acts like a magnet. A lot of the time what you see is price will drop into it a little bit further only to pop back above it. So what a lot of traders would do, scalpers, would just have a horizontal. They will not have that blue box there, And some would just simply sell as soon as it begins to break the horizontal. Some will wait for a closure below it. But then a lot of the time what happens is it will look like it's going to make the move, respects that level, and back up we go. So again, it's just what works for me. I'm not saying, you know, it's any better of a way to go about than someone else, but for me, it definitely is. In general, that's you. Zimpel, yes, it is the support resistance zones. CK Jackson, I am bullish on gold. ICs, are you on sell and gold? No, I'm not. Not nothing at the minute, and I'm looking for buys. In general, to me, it's bearish. Fair enough. You're entitled to your opinion. To me, it's bullish. AUG, 33.71 entry for buy. Potentially a level, but I wouldn't just set the buy limit order. I'd be waiting for a confirmation because it could still sink through it. There's no guarantees this level is going to hold. Geneve's 610 by 72 again, potentially. Need to wait for a confirmation. CK Jackson, all good, mate. Apologies, but yeah, it's how I roll. Mr. Halsey, those only need $23 to well, you're not going to get him here. That quick, guys. On here, ask for followers, ask for whatever. Pick on. Aaron? Not right now. AA1.S. You're 17, try and study this. What app should I use if I have no computer? I'd still look at TradingView. I mean, to actually trade live, well, first of all, you need to be 18. But there are ways to get around that, probably. Otherwise, MetaTrader. But that would be, you need to download that through a broker. The broker you decide to go with, you need to do some research on that. Good thing is, you're young. I wish I was training at that age. So when you legally can open an account, you should have a bit of knowledge and you got plenty of time to learn as well. And this is a skill, once you have it, you've got it for life. It's kind of like, riding a bike and all that, swimming and all that. So yeah, just takes time with it. Keys go to you, hope you're well. Yeah, MT5 is what you need. Andrew is now A-level. It's a strong level, that's for sure. I mean, now I can actually mark that in grey. So finally get the closure on the flyout. Gold's just consolidating yet again. I mean, when is this going to end? Just pattern of consolidation all throughout London session. Your pajama? Are you going short or long? Looking for longs. Alja, 71. It could be a good level, but again, I need a confirmation. Uzi, 30 to 1. That's if you're under ASIC regulations. So that's obviously the Australian financial regulator, or not, more general than that, to be honest. But anyway, if it's under ASIC, yeah, you only get 30 leverage, which is, to me, it's yeah, it can be sometimes maybe a little bit frustrating for you, because I like to I've got floating risk, so I like to use fixed lots. But it's fine. Look, it's fine. I know others who use brokers abroad because so they can avoid that. Those from Oz, they've got 1 to 100 or 300 or 500. I don't really need it, to be honest. But if you're EU, I think it could be 50. I'm not too sure. Seychelles, I think you get 100, 1 to 100, something like that. Angelina, be long or short, looking for potential longs. SRM Tech, I have 50 euro. My account, I haven't started yet. How do I start? Gotta learn how to actually execute a trade, to be honest. That's something you just gotta familiar yourself with MetaTrader. So with that's the platform, I mean, you're using, so you might have to research that on YouTube. I'm not gonna go through all that just now. What I'm here for. But the reality is, you won't be able to trade gold unless you got really high leverage. They just won't let you execute trade. You won't have enough margin. Uzi, you're in Melbourne? Okay. I'm from. Once, but nah. Definitely not. 30. 30 is what you get if you are in Oz under ASIC regulations. Unless you're a wholesale trader, wholesale client, but you need to be trading some pretty heavy lots to be a wholesale client. Brian, what are main focus confirmations? Well, it all comes down to levels, to be honest, and what I want to see at those levels. It just depends on how price approaches those levels. I have price action signals / catalysts such as engulfing candles, hammer candles, liquidity candles, things like that. There's many different ways I can go about it. I mean, it would just all come down to the particular time, and each trade is different from the previous. So what I need to look out for, some circumstances it might be an engulfing candle, others it might just be a closure above or below, or likely going to be engulfing anyway if that's the case. Yeah, I mean, many different ways I go about it. I have limit order entries. One has been working an absolute treat. That's the corner, all good. I see it again, I'll speak up. All good, mate. Alright, Rastafari, become a millionaire. Real bad, man. Takes time, mate. It takes time. By no means am I a millionaire. Ooh, I'll get there. Confident. One's not enough, though. Alex, do you do live training or real-time market analysis in VIP group? Yeah, we do Tuesday, so today and Wednesday we do pre-and-Y into the open. Whether or not take a trade again, that's just continue to follow the plan. I'll let the guys know if I am looking at anything otherwise in between. Yeah, for potential entries. There's almost every day a private session. I mean, yesterday I jumped on, guys, but none of you were there. Only Michael popped on for a few minutes for the education session. No one jumped on, so there's no point going over or continuing with the session. So pretty much 5 days a week at least, sometimes 6. There'll be a members only call at some point after London session into pre-and-Y. We might focus on some actual analysis and looking for or waiting for trades. Usually what we do now in between is sim. We're practicing a new entry and really hard at data accumulation. And that's how you got to go about it. I mean, back test, forward test, whatever it is, we're back testing an entry and it is very, very promising. Going into enormous detail, taking screenshots. It's actually to the point the guys enjoy it. I think the guys who join the call really enjoy it. Irrespective of whether we actually trade on, in the live markets. We traded last Wednesday, I think it was, after a stream, which was a nice win on a members only call. to 130. Yeah, that's gonna be a default, mate. Because that's how it is for us over in Oz. How are you? Good day to you. Adrian, why has everything dropped? I'm entirely sure. So some breaking news. So let's look at financial news. No, it doesn't appear to be much. All right, 22 minutes roughly until session open. Prod ESA, sell from wick 90. Nah, not for me. Eddie, should you buy if it's your plan? And if you got the confirmation, do so. Brian, how do you choose your focus on? To focus on. What do you mean? Do you check every day? No, I prefer gold because I like the fact that it moves quite quick. Most of the time, trades are done with usually within a few minutes. Got volume, but in most part, not recently during the London session. Yeah, I just focused on. I'm used to watching it, so I feel comfortable trading it. I used to trade pound yen because, to be honest, when I first started, my first ever group mentor we were swing trading. We did trade GJ swing trading and gold, so I was familiar with GJ as well. And I just saw others were trading it, scalping, and I thought, well, probably a better way to go about it, seeing it as a cross, because generally speaking, the majors will move a little bit slower. So maybe not, doesn't mean they're not, going to give you options for scalping, but GJ, the cross pairs might move a bit quicker. But to be honest, I've fallen out of favor with GJ, completely fallen out of favor. To the point I very rarely watch it, and I can't even remember the last time I traded it, to be honest. So I just focus on gold. But each to their own. I mean, not saying it's probably the best thing to jump straight into, but the thing is, while you're still learning, because you're a little bit too young to have a live account, and there's nothing wrong with practicing trading on gold, demo trading, paper trading it. I'm familiar with it, but yeah, that's why I choose to focus on gold. Who's that? Aliu, what pair? This is gold. XAUUSD. Here's mobile. I go for sell 33.78. Yeah, again, not a bad level, but I need a confirmation. Right now, we're just barcoding. Sam, hi, I know the chat is showing now is sell or buy. Chart me. I'm looking for buys. That's what I'm looking for. YouTube team, if you please kindly could make sure to hit that like button. And TikTok, at some point jump across. It's in your best interest, because at any moment in time, that little button could be clicked on my TikTok account. It's happened before. So jump across. It's the same profile name. You get the full screen, all the numbers are there, all the numbers are visible. To me, I don't know why you wouldn't, but it's up to you. Just make sure at some point jump across and sub to YouTube stream, just in case I do go missing on TikTok again. How's the corner? Been demo trading, but I have FOMO. But just waiting for now and just starting. Fair enough. Well, if you realize your emotions are still attached in your trading demo, then just wait until you can get that under control, and then just slowly start on a small account because it's gonna again test your emotions out once you're on live. Jordan wants wave sign to you before you enter a trade. Like for each shows like that. The signal, again, I spoke about it just before. It just depends where we're at, what sort of level. So for instance, I'm looking for a closure on an M15 candle minimum above the resistance here. Otherwise, generally speaking, if I'm looking for a buy from support, be looking for a little bit of structure to form, a bit of minor consolidation. As price begins to pull away from it, that could be an option. Whoops. Otherwise, what else? Engulfing candles at support or resistance. Hammer candles, liquidity candles, there's many different ways. I mean, I do also look at limit orders just based on certain pattern, which is not at all present at the minute. It was earlier on the daily and would have been a cracking entry. I have that bearish candle. Sam, you saw when it touched on 33.7205, but it now seems gone up, swing side way right now. Yeah, well, you're selling it. I hope you're selling it because you had to plan to sell it. And if you're regretting it and you're in it, where's your stop loss? Because you should accept it. So that's the issue. Too many, not just having to go at you, I mean, just generally speaking, traders the way they are. Go onto the charts, get itchy fingers. Have to be in a trade. You always feel like I have to be in a trade. Alright, think it's going up. I'll buy it. No idea why you bought it. It's reality. And then it goes the opposite way. And then you're thinking to yourself, I wish I didn't buy it to sell. I knew I should have sold it. You get caught in this trap. So again, learn to trade a plan. Learn to have a plan. Learn to trade an edge, whatever it is. Wait for it. Wait patiently for it to present. Wait for it to come to you. Don't hunt. So the worst thing as a trader you could do is hunt. Any decent trader should tell you the exact same thing, whether it be scalping, micro scalping, swing trading, intraday trading, because essentially we're all waiting for the same thing, and that is for our confirmation. So that's how you got to go about it, in all honesty. You don't always need to be involved. Trust me. Been through all that. Trading is boring. For the most part, 95 to 98% of the time, you're just waiting. Sometimes it's not going to happen. Yeah, it's reality. Sometimes it's just not going to happen that particular day. Sometimes it happens and it doesn't go your way. Doesn't mean you jump straight back in because you feel, justified or, unjustified because you took a loss. It's law of probability. If you have a track record, if you journal and keep records of your trades, you win whatever it is, 60, 70, 80, 90% of the time, whatever it is, and your winners outweigh the losses. Not always going to be the case, but for the most part they should be, otherwise you've got issues. Then it just trade law of probability. Follow your plan. Don't deviate. Stayed. AU and GU. There you go. No confirmation of sell GU. I respect that. What did I say before about these boxes? I remember who asked about the boxes. Why I draw them in? Because how often does price tap into them? So that's the last point. The last point of any bullish candle. I've decided to keep it deep based off the 4 hour. Price you're often going to see tap in, reject, or back up. So still for me, nothing on GU. I'd be looking for sells from the resistance or sells from below support. EU, nothing. Just don't see anything. I've been waiting for it to pop back up. Good thing is now I reckon you could get some nice sells from 116.50 psychological round number if price was to pop up to only to reject that point. So again, you're just gonna patiently wait for these levels to be met. That's the whole point I'm trying to, you know, get across to you guys, and then wait for your price action catalyst to present or whatever your signal is. And yeah. Sam seems like not going down. Gold is just doing what gold has been doing for the last 6 weeks or so during London. Absolute shit, barcoded. Jordan's there and identify if the resistance will be broken. I think you mean. Sorry, Nubian. Once I asked that. No, all good. Closure above. So I just want to see 15-minute close above. It cannot be a little trickle above, because that would suggest exhaustion. Just suggest to me that the buyers aren't strong within the market if we approach, for instance, like so. Often what that is met by is a big waterfall. Because that's, generally speaking, that those sort of candles represent an arm wrestle at this zone. And the exhaustion and the weakness to the upside would suggest to me is a higher probability that the price could eventually into waterfall back down. So what I really want to see is, for instance, if gold was to just now rip close strong above, then likely what I'm looking for is the retest, and as soon as it retests, I'd be looking to buy it. Whether it be upon a market execution, on the actual retest, or whether it be the high probability entries upon continuation. Once it's retested the zone, kind of pull away and broken above what I deem to be the catalyst candle. This candle that closed above the resistance. And that's your potential entry just above it, targeting this level, leaving a small runner in case it decides to continue bullish. Yeah, we definitely need a closure above. What would be really nice would be if we get something like this happen where maybe that 15 closes above, next one might close very weak bearish, remaining above, looking into the range below. What that suggests to me is grab liquidity once again from the consolidation, and seeing we closed, remained above the resistance. If price was to begin to break this candle, which actually forms a little bit of minor resistance above the previous level, and we begin like so, lower wick, begin to break above, and that to me is A+ entry and a very high probability that we're coming up. So that's, for instance, just little things I look out for. Thank you to the 57 new followers and 170 odd of you on TikTok. Happenat, how are you, brother? Hope you're well. I'm actually in Udon at the moment, mate. Been meaning to send you a message. Sebastian, gold's movements are getting shorter and shorter now. Excited about tomorrow, possibly even today, perhaps in my session. Yeah, at some point it's going to rip, or either way, I'm not sure, up or down, but at some point it has to make a move, or likely will make a move. Jaco, thank you for a sticker, by the way, just saw. Angelina, are we long today or short? I'm looking for longs and gold. Yeah, no, probably will be. likely will be. Possibly next week, mate. Possibly. Let you know. Dana, are you bullish or bearish on Forex? Obviously bullish from trading it. Well, technically speaking, I'm trading gold, which is precious metal, but trading against US dollars, so I suppose you could say it is also Forex. Looking for potential longs, guys. Looking for buys. Sure, that's the one good advice. I actually wanted to force and win. It's me. Good advice. Yeah, don't force trades. Just let them come to you. Then bullish on Forex, bullish on gold. Big Emmy, yeah, bullish on gold. Just no confirmation yet. Gonna go looking for a buy, EU, buy, sell. Just based on where it's at, I've got to buy it. But it's also price action shit house. Ralph, I only trade gold, XAUUSD spot gold. It's like there is a bit of volume creep in. Oh, no, all good, mate, all good. Once again, tickety top. At some point, you should. I highly recommend you jump across to YouTube stream. Once again, just in case go missing, it's the exact same profile name. Just type in my profile name and it should come up.
Hey, good morning, Justin.
Hey mate, how are you?
Hey, I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad.
Okay.
Alright. Going on, how's it? Looking at anything or?
Yeah, I'm looking on GU cells.
GU cells?
Yeah, but it takes a little bit of time.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Either upon the pullback or below to low.
Yeah, yeah, maybe also. I would prefer maybe below the lows.
Sorry, say again.
Yeah, I would prefer more take cells from the lows.
Below to low, yep.
Yeah.
Clean traffic. Yeah, just have to wait.
How about your little man?
Yeah, the little man, yeah, he's a little bit worse for wear today. He's sleeping at the moment. He can sleep all night, so it's the time of year because it does not stop raining. Like it's not stopped raining for I don't know now since yesterday evening. There's a tropical low pressure system apparently. It's just came across from Vietnam or the China Sea, South China Sea.
So is there also a drop of temperature then?
It's still warm. I mean, it's not crazy warm. It's probably like 28, but it's muggy. So it's not cold at all. But yeah. So all the kids at school are sick all the time. All the time. It's just like goes around in a circle at school. So we're waiting to see if the temperature drops or comes down. Won't rush and we'll take him to the hospital. If not, I have a choice. So.
Okay, so hope he's get well soon.
Yeah, he'll be right. He'll be right. He's like his old man, strong little man.
Okay.
Little attacker. Actually not, he's tall. A real tall little monkey. Sam TP 3410 for gold. Nowhere near it to worry about it. Alright, so we need a closure above. That's what we need. to consider any option here on gold at the minute. Otherwise, London open, just a wait and see game yet again. Just a 11 once, Dong RB. No idea what that is. Thank you for sharing a live, Renaz. Share. Thank you to new followers once again, guys. I think I still at 33.78. Yeah, not for me. I'm looking for buys personally. Jordan, how do you graph the resistance like on the screen? See that place it is. You're talking about these boxes. So it's the upside, it's the highest point of any bearish candle. Join that sort of closest body. So most part it's going to be the same candle, but not always. Technically, the body of the highest point of any candle is this here. But just to the upside, I mean, it doesn't make that much difference. Could either just choose to do that, just to closest body. And to the downside, right now, you could really just do that. But either way, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to sell it into support. And I'm not necessarily going to be buying it if it pops back down to 33.70, 350 for instance. It's not going to be the margin, take it back up. So I would just focus on the zone a little bit lower down, wait for price to pop back down to it. So again, bullish open to the lowest point of any bullish candle. And you might say, but you got that there, why haven't you got that level? So again, I want to keep it a bit deeper because we could react. I mean, you could have that zone in. I think I initially had that zone in. But I just want to see it tap into liquidity, levels of liquidity, and see how price reacts to it. So, again, it's all subjective. Everyone does it a different way. I like to keep it just a little bit deeper than the zone. But yeah, generally speaking, that's how I go about it. Dougie B, what do you expect? I have absolutely no expectations. I react. That's what I do. In regards to my preference in direction, it is to the upside. And right now, there's nothing at all to suggest me rates continue bullish. Just consolidating below resistance, just stuck in a very narrow range here. 5 minutes doesn't look any better. Not to the upside anyway. And we've got session open now, so let's see, is it going to bring the volume? Let's quickly have a look through the rounds. GJ remaining above that support, it is very nasty. Very, very choppy waters at the moment. Appears to be across the board. EA, not a bad move down. GU, forget about the minute, just consolidating at support. EU looking a little bit better, but I would prefer it to actually start to close back at the support and then look for actual confirmations to look for a buy. AU, crap. AJ looks decent for some buys perhaps. Not right now, but I mean above that resistance. I mean, look at 30-minute on gold here. Could not be painting a perfect barcode picture at the minute. It's just shit. KD. Buy it and not at the moment, nothing for me. Matt, what I feel about GJ? It's also just a mess. To be honest, as I mentioned before, I'd rather it pop up to the 4-hour resistance, again reject, and then look for a sell. That's what I would preference. Otherwise, pull back to 198.60 roughly for a buy above that point and sells below it. John, all good. Not a problem. Feel free to ask questions. It's not a problem at all. Jordan, what do you think? What do you prefer? 1 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, or 15 minute? Yeah, my preference is the 15. Within that though, I'm happy to look at the 5 minute. That confluence, I will look at the 30 as well. There's nothing wrong looking at the higher time frame pictures to see where we're at. Also, when we're about to close, especially the hourly, we're about to close the H1 candle, just to see how that closed and what traffic looks like. After the 1 hour, give you a double confirmation. It'll give you like a bullish engulfing, and within that bullish engulfing, you've got 15 minutes closing above resistance, for instance. That will be a really strong catalyst. I start all the way up at the weekly time frame, just to see the direction of the candle itself. The daily, see the direction of that previous daily and how we're forming the current daily. 4 hour for its structure and see where we're at. It's also how the previous and current candles of previous candle formed and how the current candle is forming. And the 15 is basically when what I look for in regards to confirmation to execute trades. AD, what I think, gold. Again, mention it since the beginning of the stream. I'm more bullish, but I just don't have the confirmation just yet. Melanie, good day to you. Welcome to 609. Nice breakfast structure and fair value gap there. And fair enough. I don't trade fair value gaps though. No name. It's you, mate. Price action be like. Yeah, just at times. Gold is. I'm going to gold because that's what I trade. Irrespective of price. Yeah, irrespective of price action, it might not be at the right level where you get involved, or it could be at the right level, but price action gives you nothing. It happens. You know it too. But I tell you what, mate, the new entry we've been working on, on the high time frame picture. The reason why we're doing it for my members, for you guys, and you are one of them, is so we can literally come to the charts of the morning, wherever you are around the world, and just focus on the higher time frame, see where, all right, I've got that handle. I can buy limit. It's not saying this is the actual candle. For instance, I'll focus on the daily here today. Got the IC candle here. Alright, I can now know it's high probability that price just tap into that point there based off the data that we accumulate. That price is going to bounce off it. So what you could say to yourself there is I'm going to buy limit. Set the buy limit, go off and do my thing for today. Stop loss is the issue here. You probably have to go down to the 4-hour look between points and things like that, or even lower time frames. But generally speaking, you're looking for a 1-to-1 minimum. That's minimum. That's like when you take off some profit, is that 1-to-1 you leave a runner. So off the back of that, even if your stop loss is below the interruption, buy limit at that point, you've already got your 1-to-1 easy today. You would have gone about your day, come back, wow, TP smashed. Basically no drawdown. So my team and I are putting in the effort, accumulating data to determine how probable this sort of entry is, and it is fascinating. Pretty much become almost my favorite entry now. I trade up the minor time frame, but we're focusing on the higher time frame here. Wow. Here as well. That was earlier though today, guys. That was before the stream. But there was one there. And you would have been safe, you would have hit TP. Once it's done it though, once it's tapped in and bounced off, then it's not valid anymore. Jordan, thank you, appreciate it. Mikey Lavelle, day 2, looks like liquidity at 33.64 to 60. So we buy on there for today. Fair enough. At least you got a plan. No name, yeah, that's higher time frame IC play. It looks really, yeah, very promising, mate. So again, it doesn't mean we stop doing what we do. I mean, you could still going to be scalping on the session, still going to be looking for price action entries, but within that higher time frame catalyst or signal or trade, that's when you trade your scalps in between. Up and up. Let me have a look at your chart. Sorry, I just seen this. Yep, pretty much the same thing. I'm a little bit opposed to the sell though, but I see it, I understand it. But I'm going to be more patient and just wait for the buys, because too often I've seen of late, and I've been tricked out a fair bit myself. It doesn't mean it's going to happen this time. Too often I see where price will look like it's breaking through, tags you in, and it ends up just creating that slightly high low, grabs liquidity, and then we end up bursting through the Asian session highs and continue bullish throughout the day. Personally, I will be avoiding that option today unless we have further data print. What maybe do I need to see? So if that was bullish and we had a bearish engulfing on this flyout, maybe into NY, consider it. But man, not at the moment, no. But yes, I'm from Melbourne.
So GU is dumping.
Yep, you waiting for M15?
Earlier than I expecting. Normally not. I'm looking more on M30, but I don't know. It's pushing very hard down, and maybe I will not if I'm not considering the M50, maybe I will miss the move.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep, maybe yeah. There's some volume at the minute on the majors, but looks bit.
Also the DAX is coming down, so
yeah,
something is something is there.
Oh, so DXY must be pushing bullish. You've got the majors dumping. Up and out. Thanks, bro. What's on the buy side except loaded? Fair enough. All good, mate. All good. Step par, where I think gold is going. Remains to be seen. Again, I just react to what I see happening, so I'm more bullish on it today. Alex, on DAX to good sell entry if it gets confirmed. Yeah, actually, yeah, so do I. I'd probably focus on the 30-minute time frame in regards to the sell entry. Limit order sell. But once this candle closes, still got 17 minutes, could shit the bed in the meantime. Otherwise, if you had a little pause in the M15, a weak bullish closure, sells below the little pause candle. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. Just gonna go check on my little man quickly. 2 seconds. Alrighty, guys. So we closed above the support, strong bearish. So again, like I mentioned before, irrespective of price action, we've got to focus on the levels as well. So as far as a price action catalyst, that's bearish engulfing. That is normally a very strong catalyst candle. However, first of all, I'm more on the buy side. Second of all, it closed at support, so I'm not going to sell it until below that support, and I'm not even, I'm not going to sell it today. Not now, not during this session. I'd rather look for the buys. But this kind of price action catalyst is what I'd be looking for it to, but only to close below. And if I was considering sells, I will be spot on. Lutfo, hey, can we look for long entry? Well, I'm looking for a long entry, but don't have any confirmation at the minute. We're just 16 and a half minutes into session open here. GJ swept the Asian session high and popped back below. There's a good chance it's heading back down. No lower wick in that previous candle. Make that what you will. I don't trade that scenario. Any respective, you've still got some support to deal with. a little bit further down, I'd be wanting it below 198.60. Bitcoin, quite a strong pullback on Bitcoin actually. Still very bullish in regards to the high time frame scenario. Once again, guys, sorry to harp on about it, but TikTok at some point, I do advise jumping across to YouTube stream just in case I go missing. And TikTok are a lot stricter when it comes to streaming. Plus, the YouTube stream, you get the full screen, so you can see all the numbers, you can see everything on the screen. It's a better looking layout. It looks more professional. So feel free to jump across. It's the exact same profile name. So make sure to sub to the YouTube channel as well. Bark have. Yeah, well, I'm just going to avoid Bark have. Do you think it could hit 33.90? Yeah, it could. Do I worry about that level right now? Not at all, because I'm focused on what I need to wait for in order to trust where it's the right time to execute a potential buy, which I don't have at the minute. You'd ask me, will it get there? It could, most definitely could, but it may reject prior to it. No one has a crystal ball to confirm that. I'm very bullish in the overall scheme of things on gold, so if that's the case, then I believe yes, that will get met. I believe a new all-time high will eventually be met. Alright, dropping at the minute. Are we just grabbing some downside liquidity now? So if you are interested in selling it, I'd probably wait for 15 to close, and I'd probably just sell limit below that. It's not an interruption candle. It's not what I mentioned a bit earlier, but it is a valid entry in accordance to my rulebook and my course, and that one would be called the zone-to-zone limit order. The other potential option will be the continuation sell. So upper wick, rejection, sell, stop low of the previous candle, just a bit below it to account for spread. That is your other potential sell option. So there are your two options potentially, but you need to wait 10 minutes. Richard, how long has been London open? 20 minutes the session has been open for. Cheers, mobile. How? Wait for candles close. Yeah, I would be personally. It's come from above support, so I'd wait for confirmation. Nolan, buy or sell? I'm looking for buyers today. I'm looking for a sweep. Yeah, I'm more focused on the buys. I'll give you guys sell options, but I'm more focused on the buys. Oh, user, what time frame? M15. Raven looks like it might be long closes above. Yeah, this rate looks like it wants to come down a bit further. Cheers, mobile. No, I'm not from Oz, mate. Just saw. So once again, I'll call it for you guys if I feel it's valid. But either way, in accordance to my course that I've put together, this is not a valid entry. The downside. The impulse entry. For it to be valid, it would have needs to come from pretty much the lower portion of this, what I've just adjusted this blue zone. The previous candle, I mean, closure. So the previous candle had it closed right near its low, upper wick, rejection of this range. Then the impulse entry would have been valid. It's come from too far above. So off the back of that, it is not valid in accordance to my rules. And it just makes it very simple, paints the picture black or white. No FOMO, there's no, oh shit, it's breaking, I should be in it. And then you get wrecked. It just is what it is. So off the back of that, I would know I need to wait for a closure if I was to consider any sells. That means 7 more minutes, just over 7 minutes. Then I need to, again, what do I want to see? Pricing entry, whether it be a pullback, limit order sell, or continuation sell. Irrespective, need the upper wick. At the minute, looks like we could have maybe, like I mentioned before, a lot of the time what we see is when something's in a big strong uptrend, it will break through levels. It will trick people in. It will trap these sellers, pop back above, and we end up pushing back bullish. And usually with a bit of momentum. So I'm not tempted at all to jump into sells. I'm waiting patiently for what could be a potential buy option. Chase Mobile. When I first saw you, thought what you was. Nah. That's always the way people, even here, say to me, you from England, yeah? Hey.
Morning, mate.
Dev, g'day. How's it going?
Yeah, good, man.
That's it. Looking at anything today or in the moment?
Nah, not right now. I've only just busy work.
Yeah.
Just opening the charts to have a look and see gold broken your level that for your buyers. So.
Yeah, look at this. Did you see this?
The IC candle?
Yeah.
I heard you on the stream earlier when I was at work. Yeah, I did see that. Nice, would have been a nice entry. Some nice pips out of that.
Mate, maybe like, by the looks of it, not even 10, maybe 10 pip drawdown, roughly.
Yeah.
7 pip drawdown.
Yeah.
Talking on the daily time frame here.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
Yeah, looked good when you showed it earlier. And I did have my chart up earlier at work and I've gone,
Yep.
that's a nice spot, but it wasn't my chance to trade that particularly.
Yeah, happened after I actually first took a look today. So.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, sorry, it happened before it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have set the limit order and gone off to do my thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I heard you talk about it after the fact, but
yeah.
Yeah, it would have been nice if you were around. It's just gotta really automate this stuff, mate.
Eventually.
And see how it goes.
Yep.
But yeah, I think gold's gonna be really tricky this morning anyway.
Yeah, it's looking
Breaking that level.
to be the case at the minute.
Yeah, but like it's only just like it's just open. London hasn't opened quite yet.
Yeah.
So we've got the stock hand open, which is what this push is really about. And we'll see what happens after London Open, the true London Open.
Yeah, well.
Close back within the range, and then you've got a buy set up.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, what would be fantastic now for a buy sell is if this happened. So this candle closes, for instance, like so, and then the following M15 closes like so, and then we're going to have a 30-minute looking like that.
Yep.
And I would love to try to find an entry. It's not a great deal of margin. We probably just have to trust the lower wick. Buy as it breaks. Stop loss safely below the lower wick of the new entry candle.
Yep. and get the break in as quick as possible, and then leave a runner for the breakout at the top.
Yeah, that's it. In case it does, then this is the maybe essential liquidity grab in order for it to continue.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at as far as a play, but have to see how this 15 goes first, and then we'll see if we get back inside the lower high.
Yeah, shall soon see. It's GJ on two.
There's plenty of opportunities still out there. How's everything going over there, mate? Good?
Yeah, all good. Little man's off school today, so which means he's genuinely sick, because I'll send kids to school when they're sick either way, because it's so different to home. You cannot miss school at all. Yeah. But no, he didn't sleep all night. He had a bad temperature, but I think he's a little bit better at the minute, but we'll see.
Heap of going around in Australia at the moment too, like influenza A is just big time everywhere at the moment.
It's pretty bad here. It's always goes around the school. It's always Chinese class in bloody hospital with some flu-like illness.
Yeah, certainly seems to be the way, mate. Kids are like a magnet for it.
Exactly. Just quickly, cheers to Mulrood. Not sure I pronounced your name, but thank you for a sticker, and AHR as well. AHR, thank you. Why do I want to buy? Because I have reason to believe we're more bullish. My bias is bullish. Doesn't mean I'm more right than anyone else, but it's just my plan. So again, as I always mention, you guys follow your plan. Don't change plan because someone else says it's a sell or whatever. If you're looking for a buy, you have reason to look for a buy, stick to it. I'm fluid in the markets. I'm always willing to take a trade in the opposite direction to the bias, but again, I need a confirmation, I need a catalyst. And this is doing exactly what I mentioned before, guys, about how often I see when prices is overwhelmingly bullish. I've got all my time frames suggesting we are bullish. The ones I look for to determine bias in structure, we've got candles bullish as well in regards to higher time frame, the weekly. So everything suggests to me that this is one of the instances where we're likely going to break, grab liquidity, and end up trending back bullish. Trap the sellers, trigger in the buyers, stop those sellers out, grab liquidity, and head bullish. So I'm just trading off experience, and I would prefer, with the bias being 4 versus 0 in the bonus time frames I look at, being bullish. So I've got an overwhelmingly bullish bias. I'd rather just focus on the bias today. That's my reason. You may have your reason to sell it, and I respect it, but I'm more interested in buying it. So we're closed, not closed below it. Step 1, tick. Now we just need to wait for this counter to close, and we want it to close without making obviously a move back up. Then just close 20 pips, I'm sure. Okay, fair enough. Real G forever. Bought that buy at 6 PM and made 2K. Nice one. Branding patience is key. Agreed. Man, why not open? There's no order, no entry for me at the moment. Raymond, wait for a blow up passport. Yeah, you could pretty much look for that. I'm waiting for a bubble though. So there's no way we go back up. Cheese mobile, you going for that? No, I'm waiting for the buyers. Raymond, 3 minute. Fair enough. William